Review copy provided by Awaken Realms. This is not a sponsored video, and all views and opinions are strictly my own. Enjoy the video. This is solo board gaming night, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with me as I unbox Grimcoven, the board game. Now, there's a lot going on here. And since I don't want this video to be too long, I went ahead and removed all of the plastic. And I want to give you a very up close and personal view of everything I'm about to unbox right now. So let's just get right into it. Right off the bat, you're going to notice that this is a giant box. Now, I love the art. I'll get into that when I do the review. But what I really want to talk about is just the sheer size of this box. Let me give you a look at the back here, just so you get an idea what you have here. But I actually want to compare box sizes with other big game boxes that I own, so you have a good idea of just how big this ginormous box is. Give me one moment. Here's a side-by-side with Etherfields, and right away you could tell just how much bigger Grimcoven is. But if I go ahead and I tilt them over to the side over here, just so you could see the side-by-sides. Look at that. It is a beast of a game next to Etherfields. I'm going to try to see if I find another board game so you get a better idea. Give me 1 second. I want to give you guys a couple of good comparisons. So here's a comparison of Grimcoven next to Dragon Eclipse, and I purposely chose Dragon Eclipse over Tamashii because Dragon Eclipse is the bigger box. And you could tell that Grimcoven just towers over that. Sure, it's not as thick on the sides, obviously, but it is a good comparison to give you a good idea. So if you decide to get this game, you know what to expect, and you could start moving your shelves around accordingly and organize it so that it could fit. I do want to let you know that Grimcoven does fit very nicely inside of a calyx. I tried it. It's time for the meat and potatoes of it all. I will let you know that this is really unwieldy for me to be able to put on video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this huge box off to the side. You could tell that it went over the actual box because it's not been punched out yet. But I'm going to push this off to the side, and I'm going to just start right here, one by one, so you could see everything without any clutter. Deal? Here we go. Starting off with the rulebook, we have the Grimcoven rulebook, which is about 35 pages long, has a player reference in the back, and it also comes with the Welcome to Grimcoven, which seems to be a tutorial of some sort to help you get started with the game. And here we have the tiles and tokens. I'm not going to punch these out, but I will say that the cardboard is pretty thick on these. So here are some of the tokens in the game along with some of the tiles. They're very well detailed upon closer inspection. They look really cool from what I see so far. Now, I do want to mention something about what I like about these modular type of boards. What I like about it is usually when we have a board game, we just have one board with no modularity to it. It doesn't get stale if the game's good, but the thing about having these type of modular tiles is being able to see different setups depending on which scenarios you're going through always makes the game feel fresh and exciting. It makes it less boring. I also like it when there is a board game, but you're putting the actual tiles on top of the grid, probably changing things around. Anytime there's a game that has a lot of modularity, I really tend to enjoy it very, very much. This has a Tamashii feel to it, actually, when it comes to the tiles, now that I look at it. And here are the tokens, the various tokens. Seems like treasure and probably damage tokens and maybe some buffs and counters here and there. I don't know much about this game. When I received the prototype my house, one of the pipes in the house bursted, and it was a nightmare. And I just couldn't do anything after that. So this is the first time that I'm actually really. Oh, look at that! That's cool. This is looking like she kind of looks like Harley Quinn. This is kind of giving me some Bloodborne vibes, Castlevania vibes too. When it comes to the actual castle, I think I mentioned that in my prototype unboxing, but it definitely looks like Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne fans out there are probably gonna agree with me on that. It looks really nice. I'm kind of just like looking at it for a second. It's Doesn't she look like Harley Quinn? That's cool. I don't know. I liked it. I liked it. I don't know if this is AI art. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you, but it's good looking. I'll say that much. Yeah, here's just some more. That's pretty much about it. I'm not sure. I hope it fits in the insert. If not, I'll figure out a solution. I'll definitely talk to you about that in the review. I actually want to move back for a moment. Remember those characters that I said, "Hey, that looks like Harley Quinn"? This is the back side of it. Looks completely different. It says corrupted. So that's pretty cool. I like that art a lot. Very disturbing, very dark, but cool. And there is a picture showing you how the minis should be placed in the tray, and that's always very helpful. Those of us that have a lot of games with minis appreciate these things because sometimes when we're playing the game and we remove several or all of them from the tray, putting it back is a nightmare. So, thank you for actually including something that's so simple and very useful to all of us that play a lot of mini games. It really is helpful. And here are some other books. There was a little bit of damage during the shipping process, but that's okay. There's some player sheets over here of some sort. I'm not sure what this is about, so I'll talk about that in the review. Moving on. There's a hunt book. I know this is a boss. So there's a oh, that's cool. I just saw it right now, just by flipping it over. But I don't want to look at it because I don't want it to be a spoiler for myself. Any longtime subscribers to the channel knows that I hate spoilers, and I'm sorry if here I'll just go like that, so you could see it. I just don't want to look at it myself. Okay, so it seems to me that every boss is gonna have its own book with several different scenarios. This is a one-off game. I think it could be played also as a campaign. I'll find that out later. But what I like about this is the bosses each have different scenarios. Let me see how many there are. Oh, there's 5 of them. Oh, that's so cool. So that means that you could play the same boss, and instead of knowing what's going to happen, you have 5 different ways to battle that boss, which is actually a really, really neat idea. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a high positive for my review just by looking at that. So we have the Devourer. The first one was the Convergence. This seems like Lord of the Fallen type of art right here. Anyone that knows Lord of the Fallen knows what I'm talking about. The Devourer. Oh, does this one also have 5 scenarios? And yes, it has 5 scenarios. So it seems to me it's probably safe to say they're all going to have 5 scenarios. Here's the Swarm Mistress. We have, and we're learning this together because I have no idea what's going on, but I'm pretty sure just by looking at it, this is what this is. It's the Graveyard Dragon. Ah, it's too bad that it was damaged during shipping. There goes my OCD. All right, we have Undead General. His mini was really cool. I remember in the prototype, it was very flimsy. The miniatures were super, like you could just touch them and they would snap apart. So I'm really excited to see what the finished product it looks like, because this miniature looked really awesome. I remember back in the prototype. And then we have the Tormentor. Let's just double check, make sure there's 5 scenarios. Yeah, there's 5 scenarios for each of them. So you're going to get plenty of content, a lot of content. Right off the bat, you could tell. I don't even have to fully review the game to just see that we have a lot of content in this game. And then here are, I'm guessing, the boss boards. I tried to remove all the plastic, but I guess this one. There you go. Okay, so we have, oh, there's corrupted. All right, so we have the deputy here. Put it there for you. We have the deputy alongside her corrupted version. We have the mannequin. The mannequin's the one that looks like the Bloodborne character to me, along with his corrupted version. We have the keeper, along with the corrupted version. I take it back. This one looks, the gunslinger looks like the character from Bloodborne. For sure. And then we have the corrupted version. Oh, that one looks cool. We have duality. Ooh, duality, that's cool. That's a cool idea, premise. Light and dark type of thing. And then we have the technomancer. Like steampunkish witch looking character. And the corrupted. So let's see what else is in the box. Now, don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure these are the bosses. I don't know why there's so much of this, but we'll find. We'll figure it out. So we have the Graveyard Dragon. Graveyard. Oh, Scenario 1. No way, there's going to be 5 of them. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is... you know what? I like this. I don't want to look at them, because I don't want it. Well, I'm not going to understand them either way. So I'm guessing that every time that we fight with a boss, there's going to be 5 different ways. So each scenario, they're going to have 5 different ways of attacking us. So that adds even more variability than I thought the game already had, on top of having the 5 scenarios. So this is super, super cool. This game's going to have a ton of content. This is really good stuff. We have the Devourer with its 5 different scenarios that the Devourer will come with. This one reminds me of one of the bosses that I played in a video game called the Lords of Shadow. Lords of the Fallen, I mean, not Lords of Shadow. We have the Tormentor here, along with the 5 different scenarios. Slow it down if you really want to take a look at it, but this is going to be a long unboxing, and I think it's going to be best if I kind of just move along. Oh, this is different. All right, so this is the Keeper. This is the Mannequin Pretender. And this is the Death Jester. Well, it looks like it's the corrupted version, so I'm guessing that there's going to be heroes in this one here. I'm guessing. Let me put this off to the side. Remember, I'm not too sure what's going on in this game, but I am trying my best. I will let you know in the final review, obviously. We have the Convergence with its 5 different scenarios. I think that is super cool. I think that's super cool. We have the Swarm Mistress. And her art looks kind of vicious, wicked. Like that one. And there's the 5th one. We have the Undead General, the one that I said that I like a lot, with his 5 scenarios. We have the Technomancer. Yeah, so these are the characters when they're corrupted, it seems, right? Am I right? Duality Pretender and the Gunslinger Pretender. It seems like it's going to have a unique sort of mechanic with the heroes, and I'm interested in finding out what that's going to look like during the actual game. Let's move on. Now, I just want to say right off the bat right here, the the component quality in this game, it's off the charts. Here are some of the dual layered boards that we'll be using as players. Check this. Oh, come on. Come on. That is too cool. What does the back look like? Oh, look at that. Bam. And then flip it over for the corrupted. Look at that. Oof. Oh, that looks too cool. Plus, it's got integrated dials so we can move it around like that. There was a game that I got recently, Dirt and Dust, that had that too with the boards, and I liked it. It worked really well, so I know that I'm going to love it here. Oh, very, very good. Ooh, that's a chef's kiss right there. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And how everything's going to be able to fit on the board because of the dual layered, and the dice, I guess, goes here and something goes here. This is 10 out of 10 right here. It gets me excited when I see stuff like this because I really, really like board games. And when I see that this type of attention to detail is given to the components, I get really excited because I kind of like the premium feel of things like this. I know, it sounds like weird, right, to say, but it's true. Like, whenever I play a game that is like this with dual layered boards and everything, and this cardboard that's really thick, it has a premium quality feel to it, and it elevates and enhances the gameplay experience for me, at least. And look at this. This is really, really cool. If my kids would be here, they would say, "Dad, this is sick." But yeah, this is so cool. This is too cool. I don't know if I showed you the other side. Did I show you the other side of duality? Right there. I'm interested in duality, but I'm also interested in Gunslinger, mainly because he looks like the guy from Bloodborne. But yeah. Oh, the Keeper. Man, I got really excited when I saw this. This is some good stuff. It reminds me of the board of Tamashi, but this one has that dial right here. That's, ooh, I'm telling you, that's like the cherry on top. That's the chef's kiss. Oh man, that's such good. Oh, we have an extra one? Wait, one, two, three, four, five, but I don't have a character for this one. So, is that what, probably that's what an expansion is for, because if I'm not mistaken, this happened with Etherfields, that there was a fifth player expansion. I'll figure that out. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty confident. I'm trying to look over, but I can't see it right now. We'll get to it. But this one didn't come with a character. One, two, three, four. There's five boards here, but four characters. All right, moving on. That was exciting. Very quickly, there was another board that was in the box that I didn't see. I'm guessing this is gonna have to do with the boss deck, if I'm not mistaken, because I kind of do remember that in the prototype. So I'm pretty sure this has something to do with the bosses. I'm not sure. That's what the review is for, but there's this as well. Once again, dual layered. Oh man, I'm in love. I'm in love with the component quality of this game so far. Can you imagine? I'm not even with. I haven't gotten to the minis yet. Speaking of the minis, you like that segue? I wasn't very happy with the way the lighting looked in my last unboxing, so I changed things up a bit here, and hopefully this was for the better. I think it was, so that you could be able to get a really good up close look at the details and really get to see how beautifully detailed these miniatures are. Anyone that's been buying Awaken Realm games for a while, we already have come to know that their minis are second to none. They have some of the most beautiful minis in the business, and it really, look at this. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. It gets me angry. No, I'm just kidding. It just looks so good. Look at that. Man. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I really like the setup that I have now because it allows you to really see the miniatures the way I want you to see them. This is something that I've been working on, and it's a very simple way that I did it, but it works exactly the way I want it to work because when you see a lot of board game videos, a lot of the times what we see, especially when there's no easy way to record. There's no easy way to record board games. It's very difficult. And there's nothing like being up close and personal with the board game. Like when you're playing it in person, you could see your point of view. It's very up close, very clear. You could get as close as you need to, and that's hard to convey in video form. But I'm trying to figure out ways to make that easier. Just look at that. Come on, the best clear image I've had so far on this channel. You're welcome. You're welcome. Enjoy it. It's so good. Oh, I don't know how that one goes in. Like that? Like this? I will figure that out. And then we have, you could tell somebody's coming downstairs. Look at this. I don't know what this is. It looks like some sort of, I almost wanted to say Cthulhu, but it's not. Almost wanted to say, but it's not. Not even close. I can't really tell what it is. It has like some sort of trunk or a tentacle coming out of its face and different parts of its body. I don't know. That looks cool. I hope you're enjoying the image as well because it's really important for me. I'm gonna put that there. I'll fix that later. Is this the same? Let me make sure I don't get doubles. Hold on. Yeah, let me just go get. Wow, this is the detail. Now, I have struggled with painting minis, and my hand will shake way too much. It would just shake way too much doing it. And the details are so fine, but I tend to see people's paint jobs online, and and they never fail to impress me. I kind of get jealous because I want to be able to have minis as beautiful as that. But you know what? This seems like, is this a wash? It looks like it's washed. So these look really nice too. They look really nice with the wash. We have one with some sort of spear. Is that a law? Look at that skeleton. Yeah, and it shows up on video. That's so cool. So now see, you guys can see why I get excited when I see cool stuff like that. It really makes a difference. And some of you guys know what I mean. Some of you guys, I know that there's people that don't care. Like I have a son that doesn't care and a son that does care about like little minute details like that. I tend to be the type of person that appreciates some things that sometimes other people don't. But if you're anything like me and you could look at the details of this miniature and say, yup, that's it. That's it. You know what I'm talking about. Look at that. Ooh, so good. I'm not going to do the doubles. I'm just doing the ones that are actually unique. And you know, one thing to note too, the bases, they're not plain. They're not flat. The bases have a lot of detail in it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the like the Simon stuff that they make with like DC United and Marvel United and stuff. Very good. Etherfields did it too. Ooh, Etherfields had some beautiful bases. I'm telling you, Awakened Realms knocks it out of the park. They're the best in the business. They really are. It's the type of job that they do that when you play the game, oh man, it just elevates the experience. When you see it all laid out on the table, oh man, it's so much fun. I don't know. I kind of have like a Bobby's World type of imagination, so it just makes it even better when there's things like this. Look at that. So cool. I don't want to damage this. Hold on. And we have this. Whatever this is, I don't know what it is, but I really like it. I think it looks really nice, and I think you would agree with me if you take a look at it yourself. Here, look at that. Wow, 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 wow. Like I said, the people that like to paint minis, they're going to have a field day with this stuff. Look at that. They're going to have an absolute field day. I really do hope that it's coming off on the video as well as it looks in person. As close to it, at least. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Oh, man. What is this? Is this like a lightning staff? It's like a lightning staff. Oh, dude. Come on. Come on. Look at that. There's like gears in the middle. Look at that. I forget. I'm like, I'm looking at it myself and I'm forgetting that I'm filming, that I got to make sure that you guys have a good view of it as well. Speaking of the bases, right? Look at that. And then they put the lightning effect with the acrylics right around it. This is some cool stuff. Look at her arms. This is this is so good. I it, I don't think it's too soon to say. I really don't think it's too soon to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think these are the best minis I've ever seen Awaken Realms create. This is the cream of the crop right here. This is their magnum opus. Look at that. Woo. Wow. Wow, dude, that's crazy. That's an awesome cool effect that they did with the mixing the acrylics like that in this way. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. Enough gushing about, man, it just looks so good. I'll leave them on top and I'll figure it out later on. See what I'm looking at here. Oh, this doesn't isn't that Jester one that I said is like Harley Quinn, like the corrupted version? Look at that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of anybody's ever played the video game Dead Space. There's some creatures with tentacles all over the place. By the way, as I'm rotating this, just admire and take note of the actual base as well, because what it this effect does to these miniatures is that it makes the miniature kind of stand out so much more than when it's just a plain base. And I know that's painfully obvious, but it's true nonetheless. Look at that. Mm, man, man, that looks so good. Wow, I'm incredibly impressed with the level details that these miniatures have. What is this? Let's see. This is like the convergence character, right? Yeah, because he's converged. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, man, so good. It just looks so good. Look, he's got man. Is that? It looks like a minigun almost, but it's not. It looks like a mix of that and a six shooter. Yeah, this is some cool stuff. I have a glare on my screen, so I'm not sure how well you could see it, but I really do hope, and I feel pretty confident that this is really going to show up very, very well on video. I hope it does anyway, because man, this is great. See, what's this? It's like an eagle type character or falcon type character. Man, I was impressed with the one with the lightning. Oh man, that was so well done. That was so well done. The mixture of the actual miniature with acrylic like that. Man, I wish I knew how to paint, but to be honest, I'm just gonna say it. Even if I don't paint this, I don't. Does it matter? Does it even matter? It looks so good. Sure, painted's gonna look even. Uh, the community's gonna have a field day with this. But man, this looks really really good. Look, he's stepping like on a tombstone. See it? So cool. The only games that I saw that did something like that, well, Etherfields had it, um, was United. But Etherfields had really good ones too. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of Etherfields. Oh, this is the guy. This one and the other one. There's two of them that remind me of Bloodborne. Look at this. Come on, look at that. Tell me that is not cool. Look at how his raincoat or his just like flies in the wind. That's his trench coat. Just flies in the wind. That's so cool. He's got four arms, all with weapons. Look at that. He's got a rifle. He's got a pistol. He's got a six shooter. This guy is going to war. He's a one man army. Yeah, that one was cool. Oh, this is the Technomancer. I think it is. Is it? Is it? I think it is. I'm not sure. She's the one that interests me. I kind of want to play as that character because it looks so unique, different. It's very nice. This one's like some steampunk mixed with macabre, bloodborne type of stuff. This game's giving me bloodborne vibes. I mean, just that alone. But this game is definitely giving me some bloodborne vibes. Look at that. Trying to get so you can see the face the way it looks. Oh, this one. This one's the one that I said that looks like the bloodborne character. Look at that. Come on. Absolutely does. It's definitely has to be inspired by that the blood rain, bloodborne character. That's really cool. The way he has his shotgun over his right shoulder, aiming his pistol, his magnum. It looks like a magnum. That's really cool. The trench coat. I've noticed that lately miniatures have been doing that a lot, and they've been looking really, really good doing so. Let me see if I could get a little bit of. Can I? Well, he's got like a scarf on. Like it's meant to look like if his face is covered by a scarf a little bit. So that's about as good as I could do. Like I said, there's a little glare on my screen, and I'm trying my best to make it so you could get a good look, and you can hear me gush about it while I look at him. Here we go. This one is some angel-like character. I like the base. Just there's like some fallen weaponry around her and her on the floor, at her feet. It seems like a lot of this game takes place in a cemetery because I see a lot of gravestones, tombstones, and stuff. So it seems like that's one of the game's settings that they're focusing on primarily. Yeah, look at that. I'm telling you, there's some people in the community that's gonna go crazy with this. If anybody has ever been looked at their field's community, you'll know what I'm talking about. Check this one out. It's got like a Buster Sword type of weapon. Look at that. This one's cool. I'm guessing Gray's gonna be us, so we could be these characters? I'm not sure. I have no idea what we're about to expect. See what I mean? There's a lot of gravestones, a lot of tombstones. See? Oh no, there's something wrong with the light again. Oh no. I hope it doesn't bother you. I might have to stop filming momentarily, but let me just push through. I'm going to go ahead and push through only because I really want to get this video out to you guys. So you have something to watch tonight, which is actually a Monday night. You see, oh, this is the Jester. This is the one that I told you that looks like Harley Quinn. See it? Yeah, that's the Jester. This is a cool character design. Man, those tombstones, the gravestones, they're really prominent in this game. I'm starting to wonder. Huh. That's interesting. There's a lot of gravestones. A lot of them. Yeah. This looks cool. I like her pose, by the way. This, if you could see it. That's a cool pose. Yeah, let's see what else we have. This is the four-armed guy, right? Yeah. He kind of looks like Bloodborne, too. Okay, this one has his trench coats flying in the wind, too. That is a really, really cool effect. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I remember I've had some board games where the miniatures have capes or they'll have trench coats like this, but they're not nearly as detailed as what I can see here right now. This is next level stuff. They really did go above and beyond here. Now I want to get the last two right here. They're red. I'm not sure exactly why these particular, of course they're going to be bosses, right? Or enemies. But are they like versions of our heroes? I don't know. That's what the review is for. That is what the review is for. Look at that. You could see that? Can I see? It's like her how she's carrying all her weapons, or he's carrying all his weapons. He's got a medallion hanging on his neck. I'm telling you, those details are insane. That's crazy. How they could pull that off nowadays. And it actually looks good and doesn't look like a blotchy mess. Oh, another thing, remember my prototype? They used to be so flimsy. They're not flimsy anymore. They actually feel really good when you touch them. Like in the prototype one, if you just touched it like this, it could have fallen off. It just snapped off without any force or anything. Let's take a look at the last one. Oh, this one's nuts. This one's nuts. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10 different hands. Notice the ground too. Can you see it? Can you see it? Like I'm trying to show it to you there. This is crazy. Man. Somebody actually has to come up with this stuff, right? You ever think about that? That's some crazy stuff to come up with. Oh, is the hand coming out of its face? Can you see that? The hand's coming out of his face. That's things of nightmares. Can you imagine? Shaking his hand? That would look awkward. Very, very nice. Once again, look at just the detail on the cape. These remind me of what you would see in Lord of the Rings or something. We also have some different colored rubber bases to attach to miniatures and a bag full of these little acrylic type of, I don't know what they are. I couldn't even tell you. I don't want to say that they look like blobs, but I don't know if it's like a, a pillar of fire or something. Seems like it could be. And they have a bunch of those. I thought I was almost done with the miniatures, but this just keeps going. Look how crazy this is. Look at this dragon type creature. Man, man. No way. I couldn't believe it. When, by the way, look at the base too. There's like, it's stepping on some sort of cathedral or building. I don't know what it is. But man, look at this puppy. Ooh. This is so crazy. It looks so good. Wow. I'm telling you, I noticed right off the bat that Awaken Realms, I think Awaken Realms knocked it out of the park with this. This is something that I've never seen Awaken Realms do to this level. And they've always been top tier, and I think they topped themselves. This is definitely their magnum opus. Amazing. Amazing giant miniature. Now, this one's not nearly as big as the dragon, but as you can see, it is just as detailed and well made. This is starting to look like these miniatures are starting to give me the vibe of someone that's already mastered their craft, and they're kind of just like, at this point, they're showing off. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, look at that. Wow. The dragon was really impressive. This one's cool, but that dragon, oof, it's going to be hard to top that one. Then we have this one. This one is chunky. Obviously not as big as the dragon, but he looks intimidating. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You notice that? With the chains going around it? Oh, man. Is that a spear at the tip of the chain? Look at that. Man, this is more work with that trench coat. This is a running theme, if you could tell. They've really done a good job with these trench coats. Oh, look at the floor. Look at the base. It's got a whole bunch of bones, and he's like getting up on some, I don't know what that is. Some spiked structure of some sort. It's made out of a whole bunch of skeletons. This is insanity. This is crazy. I'm telling you, the community's going to have a field day with this. This one's not as crazy. It's some sort of altar with pillars of fire engulfing it, surrounding it. And I noticed that there are a few miniatures that have this mix of acrylic and miniatures. And if I've seen it, I don't think I've ever seen it to this degree. It's very impressive. Very impressive. This is gonna look great on the table. If you're a fan of having your miniature board games like pop, enjoy. This is gonna be great. Here we have whatever this creature is. This is looks like something that's just absorbing everything in its path. It's just swallowing up all sorts of structures and see? Yeah, this is really an interesting board game. I've never let me bring this one a little closer. I'm used to putting on the ever since the dragon, but I think these deserve to get a little bit closer so you can see the detail better, right? See the skeleton up here? Yeah, this is crazy, crazy. Uh, Miniatures, imagery, you name it. This, all of it, everything, all of the above. This is crazy. Then we have this octopus-like creature that's eating. Look, it's holding a lantern. This is this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm gonna say that I don't own miniatures that look this great, and I have some amazing, spectacular looking miniatures, but I think this won the award of best miniatures I've owned to date. This is definitely unique, different, detailed. It's just it's kind of crazy what I see here. I I can't believe that they've made miniatures that look like this. I've seen a lot of miniatures. If I laid them on the table, they wouldn't fit on the table. And this is something else. I almost can't believe it. Earlier in the video, I told you that there was a miniature in the prototype that I got that I really liked, but it was really flimsy. Like you touched it and it would just fall apart just by like touching it. And I felt so bad because I tore it up. That thing fell apart in my hands. And I remember thinking, I can't wait until the actual finished product releases so that I could see what it looked like. This is it. This was the one. Let me bring it up close and personal. This is the one. I really, really like this. Now, after having seen the dragon, I'm going to be honest. This is still cool. Look at the details and everything, but that dragon, my goodness. My goodness, that dragon was something else. I should have ended it with the dragon. I just didn't expect that. I didn't know what I was getting into. Obviously, I wasn't prepared for what I was about to witness there. But yeah, look at this. This is so well done. I mean, you could tell just like I it's a broken record, but at this point it's the truth. The amount of detail here is really next level stuff. I have a hard time thinking of any other miniatures that have even come close because I don't think they have. Look at that. That's some great stuff. I'm going to end this miniature section with the bang, obviously. I should have ended with that dragon. But we have here some sort of bat. It's the smallest miniature. Well, it's one of the smaller miniatures on here. If not the smallest, it's definitely like the thinnest, the lightest. But we have a bat here. and it's all by itself in the box. So I don't know what that's about. It'd be cool if it was some sort of first player token. And then we have the portals. Now I painted some of the portals from the Dragon Eclipse. I'm gonna put the picture right now probably so you could see it. And that's how I painted it. But this is how Awakened Realms did it for Grimcoven. And once again, they did that whole acrylic thing where it's see-through kind of gives it a nice effect because the miniature mixed in with acrylic, and I really do like that touch. That's a really nice touch. That lightning character mini that I saw between the lightning miniature and that dragon, I think it's one of my favorite minis that I've ever seen in all the minis I've owned. So yeah, that's that for the minis. Let's go ahead and look at the cards now. Before I go to the cards, I want to show you the dice. There's some dice here, a lot of them. There's a bunch of them. And as a matter of fact, these dice, I guess if you do the upgrade, you get a bag with a dice bag with these same dice, but they're like custom dice. And what I did notice right off the bat, like for example, this purple dice right here, this is what the purple dice looks like in comparison. See the difference? One's much more detailed than the other. Uh, I want to say these are bigger, as you could tell. These are smaller and more detailed. Uh, I think for sake of theme, I would go with this, but I think this feels better. But either way, that exists, and I think that's a pretty cool touch too. I do want to point out that there's a set of 12-sided dice in here. Uh, these are the original. And remember how I told you that I think the bigger ones are, but I like these more. For the 12-sided dice, these are awesome. I like them much more than this. This looks really cool. As a matter of fact, these dice kind of made me fall in love with that other set of dice more than the regular ones, only because the 12-sided dice look really good. There's a whole bunch of acrylic tokens here. Whatever that is about, I'll find out in my review. There's some bases, standees for your bases, for your standees. More dice and more bases. And then obviously so that we could build the life dials on the actual character boards. And that's it. And finally, we have the cards. Now, obviously, I'm not going to open up these cards because there's just way too many of them. But I will let you know that the art looks really nice. And if you're going to sleeve them, you're going to need standard size cards for these, which are 63 millimeters by 88 millimeters. For the slightly taller cards, that they're slightly taller than the standard ones, what you need are the Seven Wonder ones. It's 67 millimeters by 103 millimeters. That'll work for this. And for these right here, they're called oversized. And for the oversized cards, you'll need sleeves that are 80 millimeters by 120 millimeters. I think this is really useful information because if you've watched my videos, I sleeve every single one of my board games. And that's important information that I like to know about. So there you go. As a side note, for a fact, I know that all the cards are not going to fit inside of the core box sleeved. There's just way too many of them. I'm going to put them in here. This is where the sleeves came. Awaken Realm sent me some sleeves to be able to sleeve the cards. And I'll be using this as my storage solution. Because it's just not going to fit inside of the actual core box. So that's something that I wanted to share with you. I've already unboxed everything that you could see inside of the core box. Right now, I'm just going to focus on all the expansions I've received, and this is going to I'm going to start with the Huntress expansion, which actually answered the very first question I had towards the beginning of the unboxing when there was an extra character board that I didn't. There was like an extra one. It turns out that here in the Huntress expansion, you receive two more characters that you could play as. You could receive the twins with their corrupted side, and you also receive the Clockwork Giant, which, in my opinion, it's one of the coolest looking characters next to the one that looks like Bloodborne, with its corrupted side as well. Now, what this one has that's unique is that this one has a dial that you could build. It seems for the corrupted, the Clockwork Giant. So that gameplay seems interesting to me. I may play with that one as my first one, but for the review purpose, I'm only gonna do. I'm only gonna show off the core box. And here we have. I still don't know what this is. I don't know if this is gonna be so that you could fight them. I'm not sure. But like I said, that's what the review will be for. So that's that. And then we have the corrupted version of it. This one, it seems like you do fight because it has the setting of those scenario bosses that I had showed you. So I'm telling you, this game's content's off the charts. Oh, look at the Twin Pretenders. This looks like a game. What was it called? The Darkness. There was a game I played a long time ago on the Xbox 360. It was called The Darkness, and this reminds me of The Darkness. Obviously, you also have the cards, which I'm not going to open, and the little stubs that you need to create the actual dials. And now I actually want to go to the miniature of the Clockwork Giant, which once again, I think this is going to be my guy. This is who I'm going to play as. For sure. This is who I'm going to play as. This one's the coolest character so far, next to the Bloodborne character. But this is the one that I like the most so far. So that's him. I think this is the corrupted version. Once again, they do this thing with a mixture. It's a hybrid of actual miniature and this acrylic that it's kind of blown me away. I've really enjoyed it. I have liked this immensely. This has been one of the coolest unboxings I've ever done, and it all has to do with this hybrid of acrylics. So well done, so awesome. Oh, now that I remember, I saw it in Marvel Zombies, in one of the, look at this, one of the Kickstarter characters. This one's like completely acrylic. It's the twins. Look at that. And there's actually two of them. So there's this one. It's one of the twins. It's kind of got like Wolverine or Baraka from Mortal Kombat. It kind of got like Baraka blades that come out of its forearm. And then the girl right here, look at that. This one reminds me a little bit of one of the characters. She actually was a fifth player expansion character for Etherfields. I've called Etherfields out a lot, but this one reminds me a lot of that. It's almost like if I'm seeing the evolution of how far the miniatures have gone. Etherfield's miniatures were great. These were phenomenal. I remember I loved Tamashi's too. The miniatures in Tamashi were wild, but I still give the leg up to Etherfield's, but this one beats both of those. And this is the corrupted version once again. Here we go with the hybrid of acrylic with miniatures. That's amazing. It's beautiful. It looks so cool. It looks awesome. I must have mentioned this at least 10 times in this video, but I really, if you can't tell, I have really enjoyed seeing these hybrid miniatures, and I'm pretty sure if you're like me, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it because man, these miniatures they're amazing. They rock. Now we're gonna look at the Forgotten Entities expansion. Now this one is just gonna add bosses to the game. Now that I kind of know, so we're gonna have a Striga or Striga, and once again, is it gonna be five? Look at that, 5 scenarios still, which I think for your bang, if you want your money to be stretched as far as it can, this is the best bang for your buck because it's going to give you an actual uh, uh, boss, 2 of them in this case, with 5 scenarios each, which is crazy. It's really crazy. Oh, here a little leaflet on how to play it. And just as before, we're going to have the 5 different scenarios for each. So this is the Chimera. And then we're going to have Striga or Striga. I want to say Striga. I would say Striga. And the 5 scenarios for Striga. Now, one thing I did notice, they're gonna add some more tiles, which is of course expected, but I was like, for some reason I didn't think about it. So we have some more tiles here that we could add to the game along with some other tokens. Oh, look, since this one fell off, this gives you an idea of what it looks like. I've played a game with this. It was it. I know Tamashi was similar to this, but I think there was another. I think Tamashi they were all one shape, but there was a game that was like this. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But either way, the tiles they're nice and thick, as I mentioned earlier. The component quality for this game is really well done. It comes with 3 oversized cards for the Augustine the Lost, and I guess it's 3 different forms or phases that it has. It's an elite enemy. Like I said, I don't know much about this, but I'll learn about that for the review. And another dual layered uh, board. I'm guessing it's going to track whatever level this character is at. This is just a guess, and depending where it is, it's what's going to happen. I don't know. It's just a guess. I had to bring back the light for this one because this one was too cool. I had recorded it earlier, but it needed to have the light on it because it looked really good. This is some sort of chimera. Is it a mix? It looks like it is. I can't tell if they're just on top of each other, next to each other. Oh, there's 3 of them because there's some sort of dragon lizard creature. There's an eagle. And then there's like some sort of centipede or I don't know, some insect of some sort. And it's an amalgamation of all of that. Once again, the miniatures speak for themselves. Really well done. That one's really cool. Oh my goodness, I just see another one. I'll leave that one for last. Oh, here's that elite. Well, I know it's an elite now because I saw it. But this is an elite. It looks kind of like a werewolf with Wolverine. Oh no, I was gonna say Wolverine just got long fingers. That. See if I could bring it closer. It's definitely one of the. It looks like the smaller ones that I showed you in the beginning. It kind of looks like that. Incredible detail, by the way. Like I mentioned, there's tombstones everywhere here. And then here's this one. You're already going to know what I'm going to say. This one looks like Deathstrike. The fingers right? Am I right? And then look, the acrylic wings. Look at that. This one looks even more seamless than the other ones. That's crazy. Take note of the base once again. Really, really cool stuff here. This one's definitely leaning on dark, like the macabre, like definitely like that Bloodborne game. This is where this game's definitely leaning. Awesome looking miniatures. And then this one also has more of those little. Oh, this one's a little different. It looks like a chalice with that's being poured out. Actually, I wasn't going to pay attention to it, but now I am. Look at it. It looks like a chalice that's being poured out, and like fire or something's coming out of it. If it's not fire, it's like a lot of probably blood or something. I don't know. This one's cool. This one I could tell what it was. The other ones I couldn't tell. And then finally we have the cards, which I'm not going to open once again. We got the standard ones and the ones for the Seven Wonders. And that's the expansion for Forgotten Entities. Then we have the Grimcoven personal stories, which, from what I can tell, what it does, it adds certain objectives that you unlock along during the gameplay. I guess see the book for duality, Clockwork Giant, pretty much for all of the heroes that exist. Paper's a little flimsy. I'm not gonna lie, it's very flimsy, cheap, weak type of paper. But it's gonna be giving you extra things to work for if you want goals for your hero. I'm definitely gonna play as the Clockwork Giant, so that's interesting. It's also got some more cards, and this one actually has some mini cards. This looks like, I don't know what size this is, but I'll talk about it in the review if I remember. And it just brings some more cards. Then we have the Grimcoven Companions. And what this one brings is a whole bunch of companion figures, I'm guessing by the name of it, right? So it just brings some more miniatures into the mix. So I'm guessing there are probably some tokens that are representations of these companions, and these are probably going to most likely replace those tokens. Which, to be honest, I'm always a fan of. I've done them almost always from Too Many Bones onward. I've always done these companion upgrades. Some, I'm going to be honest, they're not needed, but if it's a game that you like, you're going to do it. I've pretty much done it for every time there's a game that I have a lot of miniatures, but the companions come in tokens that I can upgrade to miniatures. I've done it 100% of the time. Like I said, it's not necessary, and these are not as impressive as the other miniatures I've seen for obvious reasons, but they are still very detailed. They just didn't wow me like the other ones did, especially the one. There's none of them here that I could see. Uh, these are more like actual animals that we see on the daily. It looks like this is an iguana mixed with, it's just like an iguana or something like that. But yeah, I don't see any here that have that acrylic touch that kind of drove me crazy that I love so much. These are just regular companions. I like this, the wolf or the dog. It looks like a wolf to me. Yeah, little, almost look like the ones from Resident Evil. Now this one's funny. I don't know why this one's funny to me. It's like a goat, a sheep. It's just funny. I don't know why. It's awkward. It's weird, but it looks funny. If this was a movie, this would probably be the comedic character that they use to lighten the mood, in my opinion. And while Companions was not my favorite set, I did like the terrain. The terrain really, this is better terrain than anything in Dragon Eclipse. I like the terrain in Dragon Eclipse so much. I actually painted them. I gained the courage and I was like, I gotta paint them because I felt like it needed it. I don't feel like this needs to be painted. It looks really good. I'm going to tell you why I don't think it needs to be painted in just a few short moments. You probably already guessed and you probably could see it from here. Oh, look, treasure chest. That's cool. Hey, I could use this for like other games too, by the way. That's cool. I like the treasure chest. I didn't know what it was the way I was seeing it there. And then we have whatever this is. Terrain? This is terrain? Yeah, it says terrains. I don't know what this is. This looks like some sort of futuristic. Man, what is this game? I'm perplexed as to what type of game Grimcoven is. There's parts of it that make me think, oh, this is like Bloodborne, and then other parts that make me say like this, like kind of throws me off a little bit. Then we have, oh, I remember this. I actually had this in the prototype, this little chariot, this wagon, but it was really flimsy. This feels, you see, it's cool to see the finished product. That's cool. I like that. I'm gonna break it in the terrain when I'm gonna purposely gonna aim at it, throw it at one of the enemies probably. A well. Oh, this is one of the cooler wells I've seen. Um, I remember. What is it? A descent has buildable terrain. This is cool though. It actually, look at that. It's got like a. Is it? Yeah, I'm afraid to move it, but it won't break or anything. But it looks very thin because it's meant to obviously be a rope. So yeah, this is a cool. I'm a fan of terrain, obviously. Can you tell? My favorite being, I remember when I got Oathsworn was the first game that I got terrain on. Oh no, no, was it Oathsworn? It was Resident Evil. That was the first one I ever got terrain for, and I've been a fan of terrain ever since. So much better than tokens. So I would say that over the companions, I would choose terrains. I would choose terrains over companions any day. Obviously, it's not. It's gonna be more expensive, obviously, but I love terrain in my board games. I'll leave that there. And here comes what I love. Once again, here we are. Oh, and look at the evolution of this. I remember seeing how they did it back in for the whatchamacallit, for the prototype. Let's see if I could. You see it? You could tell clearly what it is right now. It was harder for me to tell in the prototype. It kind of just looked like a red blob. Like I could tell it was a skull, but it didn't look detailed. It didn't look clear at all. This I could tell that the skull's head is on fire. I could tell right off the bat. Something I couldn't tell during the prototype. So kudos, they did a good job updating it. And let's see what's this. Oh, I remember this one too. This was another one that looked like a blob because it was like it's like a hurricane, like a tornado of fire. It's a tornado of fire, and now you could tell it's definitely a tornado of fire. It looks like it now. Good job. They actually did a good job with that. So yeah, that's the terrain. Everything else is just repeats. So I like the terrains. Thumbs up on that. More than the companions. And finally, we have the acrylic pack, which pretty much just changes all the tokens into its acrylic version. Once again, I am personally a fan of acrylic tokens. I've been a fan of acrylic tokens ever since Warp's Edge. I remember I could even name the game. So here we have just all sorts of different tokens for they're going to replace the different tokens within the game. There is one that I'm going to point out that's really cool. Here's a potion. This one's actually cool too. If you could see, it's like a poison, a poison bottle. That's really cool. Let me. Oh, these are character specific. This is my favorite one. They're actually bullets. You see that? And the bullets are engraved as well. So I think that's cool. I liked all of these tokens. There's one in particular. There's these. I don't know what's supposed to be. They're like shields or spears of some sort. I think they're pieces of a sword, and they're actually. It feels metal. They're actually metal, and I think that's really cool. That's a cool touch. It's technically it's not acrylic, it's metal, but it's what it is. Then there's these tokens right here. There's purple for whatever it is. There's a hand. Both sides are the same. So there's that. Then there is whatever this is, some sort of fire with a diamond, or looks like fire to me. Okay. And then this one, which is some sort of swirl. It looks like water, but it's not because it's yellow. There you go. I was trying to get it on the camera so you could see it. I hope the other ones came out clearly. I didn't look. And then there's this, which is literally just fire. There you go. Is that a fire or is that some sort of chicken? Looks like a fire. I don't know. There's that. And then there's specific tokens that are probably character or boss specific. And then there's this, whatever this is. Oh. I'll put that back here. And then there's this. Oh. And then there's one thing I do want to point out. They gave me this. This seems like a wing of some sort. And it's packaged very tightly in plastic. So I'll take care of that later. But you see right there is like a wing with eyes. Very weirdly packaged, but that's that. The acrylic pack, I like it. The acrylic pack and the terrain pack, I liked it way more than the companion pack. And finally, we have the Grimcoven art book. I'm not going to go through all of the pages, but I'll go through just a couple of them so we could get a quick look at what that looks like. This is officially the third art book that I own based off of board games. I have Freedom 5, I have Dragon Eclipse, and now I have Grimcoven. I'm skipping several pages here just to give you an idea of the type of art held within the books of the art book. It's actually pretty. I'm skipping several pages, and there's a lot of art here. I'm guessing from different stages of the game, probably when they were thinking about making it as well. This is my favorite one so far. Let me see. See what the last one looks like. Oh, freaky. So yeah, that's the art book. That right there. So there you have it. That's my unboxing of Grimcoven and pretty much everything that came with it. I really had a fun time doing this. I hope you liked that more relaxed vibe that I was going for, just enjoying the opening of the unboxing of the game. I want to say once again, thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. I'm always appreciative of that. Thank you so much. This was Solo Board Gaming Night. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you and everyone else has a great game night. Take care, Solo Knights.